Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I hope that everybody speaks English. My local language is very bad, so I will not use it. I'm very happy to be here, especially since my last visit to Jordan was 6 years ago. And I was very surprised last evening, immediately after landing at the border police, somebody told me the first words in Romanian after seeing my passport. So I was a little bit surprised by the young man there. His mother was Romanian, so I was understanding why he was speaking Romanian. So I have the easiest part of the day, because listening the two presentations before, I can build a presentation only by continuing what the distinguished gentleman has said to you. But I'm here, first of all, as a consultant, and second, or you can take it as you want, as chair of Global CMC, International Council of Management Consulting Institutes. So most probably you want to hear from me not a vision about my country, but you want to hear from me something what's happening worldwide. I will do my best to do that in a very sharp manner in order to don't upset that young man there. Management consulting community in your region, actually. So we have a definition. I like the lawyers. They always create something for them to have more work in the future. We have to be clever and copy them somehow. We are professional who helps organization grow, survive, improve, adapt, whatever you want. So we are giving a service which is very broad, very wide. And we are looking always for opportunities. So this is what the people are really looking. I'm going to pass very, very fast over the presentation. I think that you have the presentations inside. I want to stress some of the things which were very, very interesting during the previous, and I think that are subject of interest for you. Which are the challenges? What hits us most these days? First of all is the technology. The things are happening very, very rapidly. And what scares me, and I have 25 years of management consulting. For my country, this is the prehistory. I realized that Jordan has a longer experience in management consulting profession than Romania. We started seriously in the mid-90s, while you started most probably in the 80s doing that. But what scares me after this year is the speed of the technological advancement. And also the idea that some of our people have in mind that if you bring the right technology, all the problems will be solved. I discussed a few weeks ago with a very distinguished gentleman, which was the head of IBM Cognitive, which is building the future. And we are for sure that will be no real artificial intelligence, that one that is thinking on its own in the next 100 years. So the people are still needed. So we have to make the people to be the right people for what's happening with the technology. What is generating the problem, actually? This is what I said, is the speed and the not understanding. We are a profession which in general worldwide is considered to be a liberal profession, which is not regulated nearly anywhere. But we are thinking a little bit if it's needed or not. And the profession is the first one which is rejecting sometimes the regulation. But we still need to differentiate ourselves. The CMC that ICMCI, it's considering its jewel of the crown. The CMC is trying to differentiate between professional consultants and all the others which then can very easily call themselves consultants. But we still think the profession, the people from all over the world, I'm speaking here on my name, but listening to 50 countries which are telling us which is their view and things like this. And they don't really want to be fully regulated, but at the same time we need a framework in which to do our job. For that reason, maybe you know, but ICMCI has backed up the efforts to prepare an ISO standard for management consulting, which is nearly finalized and which is going to be launched next year. The number is ISO 20700, which is trying to describe the relationship between profession and clients, and also to teach somehow the clients how to select the consultants, because we want to be differentiated. In the same time, we would like to have the clients and especially the governments to hire only those consultants which we are considered that are good. This doesn't work. In Europe, for sure, doesn't work at all, because this is against competition, and we are crazy when we are talking about competition. But in the same time, we need this differentiation. So we have one side, we have the technology, which is moving very fast, and we have to be there and to learn. Second, it's how we are proving that we are the right consultants, the good consultants, and we have another problem, which is most probably the biggest. We are not a necessary evil. Sorry for I'm coming from a company that has everything. So we have auditors, we have accountants, we have tax advisors, we have insolvency guys, we have appraisers, we have everything there, and consultants. But while the accountants, the lawyers, the auditors, insolvency specialists are in all the countries regulated by laws, we are not regulated. We have to prove our value to the client in order to hire us. So this is actually our biggest problem. We have to be the most clever persons. Native, we have something, because the people are asking me what it needs to be a management consultant. I said, not too many things, but there are 3 things which cannot be fully learned. One is presentation skills, second is communication skills, and third, it's a little bit of influencing skills. We have to teach to prove what we are doing and to influence our client to take our decision because we consider it is the best. So we have a world which is a little bit dangerous. So we have to prove our value in order to be hired. We have to adapt to technology. We have to face with all these regulations. And we have to fight with these things. I like that you have introduced me the Internet of Things, but the picture is a little bit bigger. I will not ask you what means everything. I can tell you what means everything if it's anything that you don't know. But what I can tell you is that the word of today is big data and how we are handling that. The recent elections in the US gave, okay, a little of things, but one struck me very much. It was said that a certain group had information about 200 million persons in the US, and they knew for each of them about 5,000 different data in terms of habits, and they were able to use that. Just multiply 200 million with 5,000 and you'll find out what really means big data, how to collect and how to use that. All the other things are happening now. What we have to do is clearly that we have to be there. We cannot teach our clients if we don't know what's all about. We cannot tell them what to do if we don't experience by ourselves what's happening in that world. And this is not simple. This is not simple. We are going to discuss in the second, another advantage for me. I have a second speech. So whatever I'm forgetting now, I will tell you in the second one. But clearly, we have a problem of culture of business, clients, and social environment. In Asia, in China, in all the countries around there, nobody is expressing. Japan is not saying anything. It's not in their culture to prove. This is, in June, I've been in China for an event, and it was very clear that they are very clever. They can move from cheap labor cost to exporting innovation. But they are not yet prepared. And this is something that we consultants can tell them what to do. And I'm sure that you can do this in the region. I haven't fully understood, but my spies told me a little bit what you said. It's very clear that the IT is not software writing. The friend that I mentioned from IBM told us very clearly that by 2025, I don't know, 2025, it's a nice figure, the programming is going to be done by machines. Only the general thinking, the strategic, and the drivers are going to be done by people. And the people are very important in that respect. When I started my computing, that was, I don't tell you how long time ago, I have used some cards, pinch cards, that you put them in a machine. Okay, the young generation cannot understand that at all. But you should think several times between giving the big box to the machine and waiting next day a paper which can be as long as this saying error 404. So I missed something. So you have to think, and because it's going to take you another 3 days to get back to the computer to pinch. Now, we don't think so much, but the speed of the machine is very big. So you give enter, is wrong, okay, change another enter and things like this. Let's try to think a little bit more. My country, I have to say something about my country. We are very clever in terms of managers. We don't need anybody to tell me what to do. So management consulting is very, very at risk in this respect. So first of all, I have to educate the market. I have to fight with the multinational companies when there is another problem. I'm sure that there are people from big companies. I'm also from a big company, so I can say that without being afraid. We have the following problem. The big companies, the mother company, which is somewhere, let's say US, has branches all over the place, and the branch is hiring the same consultants like the mother company because this is the indication from the mother company, and in case that they are failing, it's not their fault. The board is covered. If they decide to take other consultants and they are failing, it's their responsibility. So they are not looking for the best option or to the most valuable advice, but they are looking for what minimize their risk. Oh, these are a few things that are really describing our world.
3 minutes.
I said two only two. I don't need 3, I have only 2. We need to prove added value more than ever. So this is the biggest challenge. And in order to do that, we should know what's going on in this world, especially the technology. I'm going to come back to Industry 4.0, which is a concept, or Industrie 4.0, Punkt Null. I'm coming from Austria now, so it's a little bit of German. But I think that this is an opportunity, the fact that we have to prove the value. Because we are most probably the profession which is selecting the most innovative and the most clever people. It's a risk to go and make your living by teaching others and being close to their success or failure. So, I will tell you where we are going to intervene the next time. I'm ending by just asking you to think about and discuss after that, what do you think that the international community can bring to you and how we can work better together and what you need in order to perform better in your market. Finished. Thank you.